Hi, I'm Anne, and this is Elizabeth Ann Reads. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the Newbery Award. The Newbery Award is awarded annually by the American Library Association for Most Distinguished American Children's Book published the previous year. So it is specifically for American books, children's books. It was started in 1922, and it was the first children's book award in the whole world. And every year since 1922, a Newbery Medal winner has been chosen, and most years there have also been honor books named. So one medal winner and then multiple honor books, sometimes two, sometimes up to as many as 8, I think. Just varies from year to year. So how are they chosen? What is the criteria? And I'm quoting this directly from the website. I will link the website below if you want to get more information. But it is awarded to the most distinguished contribution to American literature for children. It has to be published by an American publisher, and authors must be citizens or residents of the U.S. They define distinguished as marked by eminence and distinction, noted for significant achievement, marked by excellence in quality, conspicuous excellence or eminence, or individually distinct. So that is what makes a Newbery book. So for a long time, for many years actually, I've wanted to read all of the Newbery, not only the medal books, but the honor books as well. And so I decided to start a new series on my channel and take it year by year. So I'll choose a year. I just started with 2019. That seemed like that was the most relevant. I won't necessarily go in order, but I started with 2019, and I will read all the Newbery books from that year, both the winner and the honor books, and just talk a little bit about them and my thoughts on them. So let's talk just briefly about the 3 books that included this year. So the Newbery Medal winner this year is Mercy Suarez, Changes Gears by Meg Medina. This is a story about Mercy Suarez. She is Cuban-American living in Florida. She is from a poor family, but she and her brother are scholarship students at a pretty elite private school. So this book follows her 6th grade year at this school and just the challenges that come with being a 6th grader in a difficult environment. She doesn't fit in with the rest of the students at the school. Obviously, she doesn't come from wealth like most of them do, and just her own journey to be true to herself and yet find true friendships. And then there's also, she lives kind of communally with her extended family, and so there's a lot of family things included in this story as well. Her grandparents getting older, challenges with being, the designated babysitter when maybe she wants to be out doing other things. So yeah, it's kind of a coming of age, just coming into her own. I really liked her as a character. I really liked several of the characters. They're very sweet characters. I think it's really well written. It's easy to follow. It reads pretty quickly. Yeah, I enjoyed this book. There were 2 honor books named this year. One was The Book of Boy by Katherine Gilbert Murdock. This is set in the year 1350, and it follows this boy who is a hunchback and becomes a servant to a man who is seeking out the 7 relics of St. Peter. So he's seeking out his toe and his shin and his skull and all these different things, so he can collect those 7 things to guarantee his entrance into heaven, basically. There's some very dry humor and very subtle humor in this that I enjoyed. There's some unexpected twists that I was surprised by. Yeah, again, all in all, I really enjoyed this book. The other book that was named a Newbery Honor Book this year is The Night Diary by Veera Hiranandani. I don't know that I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably not. And this follows a young girl, I believe she's 12, and her brother and their father and grandmother. This is set in India in 1947, at the end of the English rule of India. So it's right at that time when that ends, and there is a division in the country between the Muslims and the Hindus. And so India is split into what is now Pakistan, and that's where the Muslims go, and then India proper, which is where the Hindus go. And they are in, again, what is now Pakistan, and have to flee to India to be safe. So it follows their journey and the challenges of that. It's written in diary format, or in letter format, I guess. She is writing to her mother, who is deceased. So it's all written in letters to her mother. And it just, yeah, it follows their journey and the challenges, the almost, the running out of water, and the being afraid for their lives, and especially her as a young girl, being afraid of some of the men that are around her. Again, really interesting time period, really interesting setting, something I didn't know much about, and certainly I wouldn't think kids would know much about. So as an adult, I enjoyed all three of these books. I think there were really good things about all of them. They were all enjoyable reads. But here's the reality. I don't think I would have picked up any of these books as a kid. This is personal taste. I was not into realistic fiction as a kid. I didn't care about kids riding bikes to school, and that just wasn't for me. So that would have not been to my taste as a kid. These other two books, I just think I would have gotten lost in. I know a little bit about religion and a little bit about the time period of the Crusades, so I understand the concept of looking for relics. I understand that those were assumed or thought to have kind of magical properties, and why it was important that he found them. I think a kid would be completely lost reading this, because that's not really explained very well. Same with the Night Diary. I just think there's some really good things in there, but I think a kid just diving into this with no outside knowledge of this time or this event would lose the story really, really quickly. And maybe I could totally be wrong. I may be completely out of tune with what middle schoolers are reading right now, what 5th, 6th, 7th graders are reading right now, and maybe they would love these books. But I know that I have nieces that are in that age group, and I don't think they would enjoy any of these books. Again, as an adult, I think the writing was really beautiful and moving. I don't think the kids would care, at least the kids I know would care about that. I think they would want more story and more excitement and more interest. And I didn't get those things from these books. Again, as an adult, I appreciate these books. I understand where they're coming from. I am a little more patient, I think, with waiting for things to happen in books now as an adult. I just don't see these books having a very strong pull for kids. And I realize that the Newbery is not a popularity contest. It's not about the most popular books or what everyone is reading. However, if your mission when you write a book is to appeal to a certain age group, and that age group is not interested in your new books, even if you've written a fantastic book, that book is not accomplishing its purpose if it's only being read by adults as a middle grade book. So again, I feel like I'm being really nasty, and I'm not trying to diss these books. I think they're all really, really good books, and I'd be really curious if you have kids that are kind of the target audience for this, and they've read any of these books. I would love to hear their thoughts, because I may be way off base here. And as adult readers, I would definitely recommend these books. I think they're great books. I'm just curious. I don't know. I just am curious what the standard is. Are we really picking Newbery winners that are going to appeal to 12-year-olds? Or are we picking books that we as adults see value in? So yeah, that's it. That's kind of rambly. I just had a lot of thoughts. Again, so if you're interested in these books, if they sound interesting to you, absolutely pick them up. They're all beautifully written books. Great. And if you have kids, read them with them and have conversations, especially the two that are historically set. Have conversations about those things and see what your kids think. Again, please let me know if you have that opportunity. I would love to get reactions from kids because I'm just unsure of kind of the right angle to take on this. If we just go with their great books, or if we go with, do they actually appeal to the kids that they're designed for? So please share your thoughts. I shared all mine, obviously. I would love to hear yours, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I may be completely wrong. I don't have kids. I do have a lot of kids around me that are in that age group. And again, I just don't see these books appealing to them. But maybe that's just me and my environment. I may be way off. So anyway, that's it for today. Those again are the Newbery books from 2019. Thank you for watching. I would also be curious to know if you would like more of these, where I pick a year and read the Newbery books from that year. So if you're interested in that, let me know, because I'd love to know if you want to hear more of that. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.